June 2022. That was the month I got tired of just tired in general, man, just tired, mentally drained, but also prideful. What happened was, after she had made her Instagram post about me lying and saying that I had called her ugly. I'm in my 40s. Yeah, anyway. So after she had made that post, it made me feel a sense of relief, because then my thinking went from, okay, it's possible she has mental health issues. Are me and my kids safe to go to the store? What if we run into her? That type of stuff. It happened once. Sort of. She didn't see us. I went to the grocery store with my son, and as soon as I saw her, she didn't live in town, but she would come through town eventually, sometimes. And what happened was, I saw her and I was with my son, and I didn't know if she had mental health problems or not, so we just backed out of that store, and we're not going shopping right now, you know. But that post that she had made about that gave me a sense of relief, because I thought, okay, well, maybe she doesn't have mental health issues so much. Maybe she's just envious, as per her posts, as per her messages that she had sent me on Facebook from my last account. Because in between there was no communication. Those years from 2018 to 2022, there was no communication. So all I had to go off was our old conversations from my old Facebook account, which I would open up, take screenshots of them before I deleted the account entirely. I saved my old photos, stuff like that. Yeah. But so she made that post, and it was a relief for me, because it introduced the idea that maybe this is just one of those jealousy things that young women do. Yes, she was in her 20s somewhere, mid to late 20s somewhere, but when you grow up in an isolated community, you don't have as much life experiences to help grow you. You don't have as much things happen to you, stresses, exercise, mental exercises, you know, like you don't have a lot. You're not like the average Canadian. And I can vouch for this myself, because I was nowhere near being socially experienced at the age of 30. Even now, at the age of 40, how old am I? 42, 43? It's 2025. I don't have a lot of social experiences. So I felt a sense of relief. But I started to get comfortable with the idea that maybe I'm not in danger, you know, and that's a welcoming thought. Come on, like, you got a toddler, you got a baby, it's a welcoming thought. And so she was not able to see my Instagram, and I thought blocking her was enough. And I had changed my Instagram. I deleted people who know me, and I made it an anonymous account. My name was not on it, is what I mean. My face was not on it. And it was, I had dedicated the account to anti-lateral violence posts. anti-bullying posts, and sometimes I would treat it like a journal, and I think that was in my bio. It's an online journal. I think I changed the name to Acrimony Towards Injustice or something like that. Anti-bullying in the bio, something like that. Which turned out to be hypocritical of me, and I'm about to get into the why. So after that, and me feeling comfortable with the idea that maybe I'm not in danger here, maybe my kids are okay to play outside, what happened was somewhere in the first week of June, I made an Instagram post, and this is full confession here. This is probably my second time saying this publicly. Yeah, publicly, it's my second time saying this. I had made, I call it a journal entry on Instagram, a post, anonymous post, which I later learned somewhere that during that summer that she could still see my username. The post was something, it was like this why you so obsessed with me type post. It was a picture of a cartoon, like, I did this. It's a picture of a little cartoon person running away, and how's that spray? Windex to go away, you know, if you see a fly, you spray at it. I did that, and I'm embarrassed, but I did that. I made that post, and it said, "Why are you so obsessed with me?" It hinted that I thought of her as a stalker, and that was based on the stuff that I had not mentioned in the last video, part 1 to this video. There were instances throughout the years where, although there was no communications, there were things that she would do that would give me cause for concern. And I would later share this with the police as well. So that same day that I made that Instagram post, the "Why You So Obsessed With Me" post, within like an hour or two, within there, very quickly, she sent my husband a friend request on Facebook. And that was, I considered indirect contact. So I was like, all right, no, we're not doing this. We're gonna nip this in the bud. I'm going to the police station. And I believe that was June 9th. And I ended up making a report with Constable Veretti, I think his name is. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Veretti, a cop. And he said he would call her at her work, wherever the, I think it was, ooh, I can't see what it was. She worked someplace. He would get in touch with her. If she did work there, I don't know if he ended up calling her somehow, somewhere. I don't know if it was at her work. If her Facebook was updated when I was on her friends list, if that was current information or not. He did manage to get in touch with her. And the whole point was to tell her to leave me alone. I could have charged her, or that was my two options that Constable Veretti had given me. I hope I'm saying his name right. Was to either press charges for harassment, or he could just give her a warning. And he's looking at me like really, which one are you gonna choose? I chose the warning. And so it worked. I believe it worked. From then on, if there was anything that she had said or lied about me, I was completely ignorant, and that thought did not occur to me until a few weeks, within the past few weeks, that why are people so mean to me? Why are people so vehemently against me? Because as far as I know, the only lie that I know about was publicly that she had said was that I called her ugly, and that's complete fabrication. I called her beautiful. I don't call people ugly. I think I made a post on that as well. I was insulted by the childlike word that she had chosen. Like, if you're gonna lie about me, can you at least make me sound intelligent? It was a pride thing. Maybe I'll share the post, or I don't know. Yeah, it was why did she send my husband a friend request? I think because she was having relationship problems. I later learned she may have made up the engagement because I was on her friends list. I don't know. I don't believe there was a proposal. Just based on how things happened within subsequent months. So what happened? She sent my husband the friend request. The cops got involved. And as far as I know, that was the end of it. I deleted my Instagram. I deleted a whole bunch of posts first, so if I were to reopen it, it would be empty. I'm not sure what month that was that I finally deleted the whole account. July. Oh, at the end of June, I was sitting outside my house, and my kids were in the yard, not yard, the driveway. And I heard a screech. There was a car, because I live on a busy street, but there was a car that stopped right in front of my house, and they stopped abruptly, and the driver stared at me with their head forward tilted. I saw glasses or sunglasses, and it was a silver sedan. This was June 2022, and I remember making a note of it because it was strange. They stopped so abruptly. There was no reason for them to do that, and the car behind them had to stop, and they just stared at me. I couldn't see who the driver was. I need glasses. It was a Thursday, either the 23rd or the 24th, whatever day was a Thursday. In 2022. That was the only strange occurrence that may or may not have anything to do with this. August is when I started to shift from pride and okay, oh, because that post, the "Why You So Obsessed With Me" post, that was a prideful post. I was like, what the heck? Like, you're the only one on the planet who thinks I'm whatever, way more than I am. And what happened? August 2022, I went through a very traumatic, life-changing event. It shook me to my core. My everything changed because of it. everything changed because of it. What can I say about it? It was abrupt. I didn't eat for 5 days. I was able to sleep, but I would have a nightmare every night. I woke up shaking in a cold sweat. I would wake up and I would just start shaking in fear. And after about a week, I woke up again from a nightmare, another nightmare. I started shaking in fear. And I remember looking up and thinking, feeling, I'm so tired of this, God. God, I'm tired of this. And I didn't even pray in my mind. Like, I didn't make requests or anything. I just said in my mind and in my heart, God, I'm tired of this. And just like that, the nightmares stopped. And I was able to eat. There is such a thing as the spirit of trauma. It's a demon that comes in through your life through trauma. And if you have it, you have to get deliverance, or it's not going to get better. It was like life as I knew it was over, and something new. It was a new life, but like I had to build a foundation. I had to build from the ground up first. I was starting from scratch, starting everything. That's what it was like, learning how to walk. I started that traumatic event. I was at my heaviest. I was 287 pounds. Yeah. And within 12 and a half weeks, I lost about, I think it was 67 pounds in 12 and a half weeks. Just by obeying God. I asked him to help me lose weight, and he did very quickly, but he did it in such a way that I don't have scars, I don't have excess, anything. And my weight is a residual symptom, I guess you could say, of trauma. I'll have to make a different video on that, I guess, because it's a thing in itself. Anyway, so I started my healing journey, but it was also a wilderness season, and I had no clue how to navigate it. That lasted a long time. So New Year's Eve 2023, it was December 2022, my family members had heard all about the lies, and I believe they believe them. I don't know what other lies she told. It didn't actually strike me. The thought didn't occur to me until recent weeks now, 2025, that she may have told other lies, that she may not have stopped there. The only one I know about is the one where she said she called me ugly. Why are people so vehemently against me? If for that one lie, that's excessive. That's excessive. I mean, if someone I love, if someone called them ugly, and I'm a 43, I think, year-old woman, I don't get upset about it. If it bothers them, I go on a healing mission. Okay, we're gonna build you up. I don't hate people for calling another person ugly. The degree of negativity of which a lot of family members, mutual family members that are related to both me and ex, who have shown their animosity toward me, that is excessive for that one lie that she told. So it makes, and this is just purely speculative, but it makes sense to me that there is a chance that she may have told more lies about me that I'm not even aware of. I am just totally ignorant, and I don't know if I want to know what they are. Oh my gosh, and I'll start to go on to why. So what happened was we had a family thing, get together on my reserve, and I was sitting at the back of the EPR hall. It's a dining hall that you can rent out to the public for dinners and stuff. We had a family dinner of some sort, and there were people there that I have not seen since decades. There was this one woman who was friends with a family member. She was my reading buddy when I was in grade 1, or JK, and she was in grade 8. No, she was my friend's reading buddy. But I remember looking up to her and thinking, she's so graceful. I want to be like her when I grow up. I always admired her, how you say it, the way she carried herself with grace, and she exuded kindness in my eyes. And I looked up to that. But when I saw her and she's looking at me on that day at the family dinner thing, she glared at me. I don't know if she needs glasses or if she heard the lie that the relative shared with her, not knowing it was a lie. I don't know what she told her, this relative told her, but she glared at me. And I remember looking at her and thinking, I think I just lost another I think I just lost the respect of another person that I admire. And she doesn't even know me. And she doesn't know that I used to admire her grace, and I used to admire her kindness, and she's glaring at me because she thinks I'm evil. And I think I just lost the respect of somebody I admire. And if that's ever happened to you, you know You have an idea? And throughout that dinner, I think I ran to the bathroom 3 times to hide and dry my eyes and fix my makeup, and I'm fighting thoughts of like, people think the worst of me. And it's all because of those lies. But, you know, they're grown adults, except for the one teenage girl. She's, you know, she's young, impressionable. They're grown. They can make their own choices. They made their choices. And I was full of anxiety. I was holding on to a thread of hope that maybe I can be redeemed in their eyes. Maybe if I told them the truth, but I can't tell the truth because God says vengeance is mine. And X is a prodigal. I can't deal with the situation the same way as with someone who's not born again. If they were not born again, it would be completely different. But she is born again, and so I have to be delicate in how I handle a child of God. And so I said nothing. In 2023, I basically spent most of the year fighting thoughts of and feelings of indignation about people believing the lies that X had been telling, of people just going with it completely, just without asking me. In all these years that the lies have been out there, no one's ever asked me, hey, is this true? They just believed it, I guess. And I was angry. I was so angry that I made a post about it, a Facebook post, and I don't do that normally, but I did it that day. And this was 2023, the whole year of 2023. So what happened actually, see, I'm on Facebook now. Let's see if I can find it. I'll just post a picture on the side, because I post a lot of pics. Anyway, so that was the whole of 2023, just me fighting the indignation of how unfair it is that people are just believing things without asking what's true. They're just taking it as truth because somebody who's never met me ever before said it was true, even though it was complete fabrication. And I'm realizing now that chances are that wasn't the only lie they told. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, what kind of creature did they conceive in their minds of what I could be, of what they think I am. And that was 2023. Lots of crying, lots of, it's not fair, God, do something, reveal the truth. God had a better plan. He had a better plan than revealing the truth just yet. 2024. This is the whole point of the video. What happened was in 2024 was I joined something called, ooh, I better not say what it's called. I joined some sort of native gathering thing. I don't know what else to call it without revealing what it could be. But, and when I was there, I saw X. And I was praying for a while to run into her. We had never met, and I wanted to confront her. I wanted to have a conversation. I wanted to ask questions. Now, when I say confront her, I don't mean I wanted to cause conflict. I wanted to perpetuate conflict. No. Conflict and confrontation are two completely different things. For some people, they go hand in hand, but they are two different things. I did not want conflict. I wanted to resolve conflict. So when I say I enjoy confrontation, what I'm really saying, and I hope this point gets across, is that I enjoy resolving problems. I enjoy fixing things. I have to do my part at least, right? Anyway, so that was March 2024. I ran into her, and it was an answer to prayer. What happened was I'm sitting at a round table all by myself, and I look about 20 feet to the right, and there she is. And she is sitting with a friend. I have no clue who the woman is that she's sitting with. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is my opportunity. This is the chance. I had been praying for a while, like, please, God, let this reconciliation happen. And I had an image in my mind of what it could look like. Like, maybe we'll be happy. Maybe we'll be laughing together. Maybe it's like a cartoon, very childlike dream, I guess, because when you have pictures of hope like that, it's all based on what you want and how you would react, and how you would want things to go. You forget that that is a entirely different person from you, with their own thoughts, with their own experiences. They might not, they're a completely different personality from you, you know, so they might not respond in the way that you are hoping. And I learned real quick that she was not who I envisioned. I thought she would be bold because her of the lies that she had told. So hang on. So she was sitting at the table with her friend, and I was excited. I was like, yeah, this is, we're gonna talk, we're gonna chat, it's gonna be great, because we're gonna get to the bottom of this, and we're gonna shake hands, and we're gonna be friendly, and or maybe friends. That's not what happened. I made a post about it. I guess I'll just read it off my Facebook. June 1st, 2024. I like to face problems head on. Over 20 years ago, I used to be toxic about it, though. If someone had a problem with me, yet they told everyone about it except me, I would simply walk up to their house, walk in uninvited, and a loud confrontation would ensue. I'd advise everyone reading this to never do that, LOL. I was a highly volatile and emotional creature who was seeking healing through unhealthy ways in my 20s, and facing toxicity with toxicity was my pseudo elixir of choice. 2 decades later, I can thankfully say this no longer can be an accurate way of describing me. LOL, to God be the glory that I am far removed from the accusation that says this could still be me. So now I do things a bit differently. Although in my exuberance for healing, I do make mistakes from time to time. A few weeks ago, at the gathering, for the native gathering thing, I had the chance to pursue peace with someone who had undeclared problems with me in the past, meaning they never came to me about it. Rather, they chose to publicly slander me and to try to discredit my character instead. This type of avoidance of pursuing healing and life-giving light has always been a mystery to me, as I simply love confrontation. If someone has a problem with me, I go calmly knocking on their door, see, growth, LOL, to try to settle things and come to a healthy resolution that benefits us both. So please do not confuse the word confrontation with conflict. Those are two completely different things, though they sometimes go hand in hand for some. What happened at our serendipitous meeting was I was sitting at a table all by myself. I looked over to the table about 20 feet away from me. There sat the aforementioned person who had issues with me. She sat with a friend, and they both gave me twin smirks, lasting duping delight, with knowing, yet not knowing, eyes in which both grown women seemed like they wanted me to witness. I had no clue who her friend was. It reminded me of the two cats in that Disney cartoon from the 60s. You know, the two Siamese cats. I think that was their names, Saya and Mies. The looks they gave me, their heads were tilted toward each other, and they gave me like a smirk, and they were just, I looked at them and they were just staring at me, smirking at me. So where was I? I had no clue who her friend was. Immediately I thought, not today, Satan, meaning we as believers wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against essentially evil spirits. So we're all following after somebody, but not everybody is following after Christ, Jesus. So who then is there left to follow except the enemy and his ways? So what I meant by thinking not today, Satan was, I'm not going to allow this person who is bound by inner pain to be used as a puppet for the evil plans any further, if I can help it. I was on a healing mission. I wanted her to be free of this mental bondage and false beliefs of me if I could help it. I was ready to confront. I was determined to chat with her as soon as the speaker on stage released us for a coffee break. Once he did, I looked over at her table and she was still there. I promptly walked over, ever hoping for the opportunity to speak with her. I have to admit, I had prayed for the opportunity. I see a problem, I try to fix it. I tap on her shoulder and said, "Can we talk?" She said, "Talk? About what?" "Sure, we can talk. Sit down." She looked surprised, and she didn't try to face me head on at all. She looked scared and nervous. I said, I'm not sure you're going to want an audience for this talk." I asked if she would like to come to my empty table. Reluctantly, she did. I have no idea. I have no clue what must have been going through her mind. She appeared uneasy and like a scared kitten. I realized I had to be delicate. Such an opportunity to be real and raw and forthcoming for healing would have invigorated me. I would have sped walked to that table and sat down first with an attitude of, let's do this, I love it, and if I'm ever in the wrong and being confronted about it, all the more so, let's heal. We sat down. She looked as if she might run or vomit or both. I winced at her uneasiness. I'm not scary, I swear. This was not how I wanted it to be. I tried calming her and reassuring her that I was not mad, nor did I have any desire to make this uncomfortable for her. I don't know if that worked. I said, I only have one question. Her reply was, I feel ... very uncomfortable. I remember her saying that, and she was looking around. She was looking everywhere except at me. She was looking at the ceiling, at her fidgeting hands, away. I don't know if she looked at me even at all. I think she glanced over for like a split second and looked away. It's not what I imagined it would be. Anyway, where was I? This was not how I wanted it to be. I tried calming her and reassuring her that I was not mad, nor did I have any desire to make this uncomfortable for her. I don't know if that worked. I said I only have one question. Her reply, I feel ... very uncomfortable. Her eyes darted around everywhere but at me. My heart went out to her. She knew exactly what I was talking about. Father, please calm her down. Quietly, calmly, gently, I said, I have just one question. And I remember leaning down on the table to make myself look smaller, less, you know, so she would feel bigger. I'm a big girl. And I leaned down into the table and I said, why? I said it quietly because I don't want people to look and see an uncomfortable conversation. Anyway, she fidgeted with her fingers, avoiding eye contact. She had an accent. This is not what I had envisioned how this would go. I wanted to talk with open honesty to an adult. Who was this woman before me? It was my first time meeting her, by the way. And I was surprised by her accent. I never, it's been a long time since I heard a native accent. I was ... going through a hard time. I swear she was slightly rocking back and forth. She was. It's in the past now, anyway. I mean, if it's in the past, like, why are you and you're recruiting this stranger, your friend, to do that to me? Who else have you done that with? I'm going through it, you know. I'm experiencing it. It's not in the past. It was 10 minutes ago. My heart sank. I wanted to hug her. I wanted to say it's going to be okay, but also I was feeling robbed of this vision of healing and a hug that I had held on to for so long. Since the beginning, early winter of 2003. That's how long I started to hope for reconciliation of some sort. I wanted to say it's going to be okay, but also I was feeling robbed of this vision of healing and a hug that I had held on to for so long. I can be like a child at Christmas morning sometimes, like, let's do this, so exciting, woo! I yearned for her to realize this didn't have to be painful or uncomfortable. I had both our best interests at heart. We chatted more. I told her I forgave her and I wasn't mad. She kept her eyes on her fidgeting fingers and breathed a sigh of relief, or of relieved tension. I don't know. I honestly do not know which. This was so not what I expected or wanted. I wanted to talk more, but the clock was working against us, or against me. She said she wanted to talk more, but during lunch, full of hope, I happily accepted the offer. Yay! It did not happen. Did I pursue it further? No. I chose to respect her unspoken decision to go no further, and after that messy whirlwind of emotions that were tossed about at that table during our coffee break, I chose not to further push her either, because maybe I was too pushy, I don't know. After that, her friend no longer gave me knowing yet not knowing, not actually knowing anything, smirks, and I would catch her unintentionally shooting me a quizzical brow, as if she were just genuinely caught up looking at a mysterious painting of confusion that she couldn't figure out the meaning or purpose thereof. I'm okay with being disliked for any reason, but when someone gives me that look of not knowing what they're looking at, it still catches me off guard. Golly, everything changed after that. She still avoided eye contact with me for the remainder of the gathering, but on the final day, she gave me a friendly smile. I like to think she felt grateful to know I wasn't mad and that I had handled her with care. I hope it's true. In any case, we may not have shared stories and caught up on things. I mean, I can laugh now at myself. But kinship was restored, I think. I have had zero feelings of animosity towards her for the majority of the past however many years. I hope she still feels the same towards me after our talk. I think sometimes people don't readily jump to relent on their pursuit of revenge or vengeful thinking because they don't know how. Because maybe that was the train track they knew and have known for so long, and they know not how to get off of it, even if they want to. I guess that's where people like me come in. I had feelings of disappointment only because I had a grandiose, childlike vision of us making nice, hopes of us laughing and shaking hands, maybe even catching up. LOL, how stupid and unfair, how stupid and inane, naive. I'm not beating myself up here. I'm facing the fact that I tend to gravitate toward a hopelessly romantic view of reality, as if we would both walk away with warmth in our hearts, healing. Gosh, that is a bit embarrassing to admit, but I enjoy being forthcoming and raw, even at the risk of appearing stupid. She did not apologize. Maybe she was too taken by surprise by my eagerness to placate her, make her feel at ease, forgive, and chat. Maybe she wasn't sorry. I honestly do not know. But we appear to have buried the hatchet. I did not apologize that day either for the way I mishandled her through acts of pride. That's another video testimony. That's another video testimony that I'm feeling led to create. I'm beginning to enjoy the taste of humble pie. I later realized I fixed that. What? Oh, I didn't apologize. I later realized, so I fixed that. Still, I wish we had more time, or that we could have chatted again. Confrontation is healing. It bridges gaps that once may have appeared impossible to rebuild. No outcome is perfect. I hope her experience was at least more impactful and cathartic than mine. I pursued it no further. I wish I had. I wish I had, because of what I was about to go through for the rest of the spring and summertime. But anyway. And what is left now? Only a mess that is not mine to clean up. God says it's his. Sweet. Because I don't think either me nor her can fix or reverse the damage to a life that slander causes. The past years have taught me painful lessons in being the target of slander, having to handle the scorn and avid rejection of those who simply were happy to not hear my side of the story. It's as if they wanted the excuse to toss me aside like trash. Over the years, not a single soul asked if the accusations were true, not one. Years of people just ready to pounce on the latest gossip, all not realizing nor caring how this affects the life of another. Some even reveling in it and recruiting their friends to believe it too. People not caring if they are active in a triangulation formation of abuse. People knowingly making passive-aggressive comments and posts because, remember, people say they want healing, but only if it's theirs. People will say others should always be kind, yet will revel in the chance to destroy a person's heart and soul with slander and gossip, not caring of the damage they inflict on an innocent person. How quick to do evil good people can be. There's a reason why it's called character assassination. What do you do with these people? Often they actually behave worse than the person who enabled them, who gave them the platform and permission to be in that position and in that first place to be that person. Did any good come from this years-long experience? Yes. Hearts were exposed. I needed that. My heart changed. It got trained up in a good way. I learned that even if every single person on the planet were to have nice warm feelings and thoughts of me, it would still amount to nothing. So why then should I put stock in anyone's opinion of me? The opinion of man is a snare. Good or bad, the opinion of man is a snare. I had to learn that the hard way. I had to see their faces full of glares, scorn, and duping delight, and smirks. I had to see them point at me and laugh. And sometimes anxiety would chase me to hide in the bathroom, but I came out of my hiding place and faced it anyway. I smiled, I winced inwardly, I quietly hoped, I kept my mouth shut. I did not want to. For years, I wanted to defend myself publicly because the slander that was thrown about me was so public. I did not do that. God said, stay silent. It was so hard to obey. I had to grieve. After a few years, I finally see why I had to stay silent. It had nothing, or at least very little, to do with me. God is in the business of saving souls. People will always think whatever they desire to think, whatever fits their preferred narrative of you, and it has nothing to do with you at all. Got a hater? Got a fan? Can the views of either of them be described as warranted? The opinion of man is a snare. As Christians, we will face things far worse than slander, but first we must face the slander. It's a mere stepping stone, a small one, though it may feel like a mountain at the time of occurrence. If God is telling you to be silent through it, be silent. Trust there are bigger things at play and souls involved. Be silent. I have a few more minutes to go on, and this is I guess I'll finish it with the apology that I had talked about in the post I just read, where I had sent a message to X apologizing. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. This was sent. I had to go through my archives. 5/31/24. So May 31st, 2024. I had not sent her a message since May 19th, 2022 at 2:30 a.m. This is the message I sent in May of 2024. I'm sorry. I want to be as succinct and straight to the point as I possibly can be in this apology for your sake, because you deserve that raw honesty and respect. I mishandled you when you had sent those messages years ago, and this apology is a long time coming. Initially, I was confused by the complete lack of knowing any of the possible reasons behind your messages, because I had questions yet no answers. Thus was cast into utter befuddlement for a while, but then I started to get haughty at the thought of having been the target of a seemingly enthusiastic preoccupation and undeserved fantastical attention, because I'm not that great. LOL, I consider myself to be quite boring. I believe you were used by the enemy to plant seeds of pride within my heart, and I've got to say I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker, especially given the type of proverbial darker waters that were surrounding me in my life at the time. Please do not hear what I am not saying, though, as I'm not making any excuses. I believe we were both played by the enemy of our souls, particularly because we're both born again. And yet, I'm the one who should have known better, because I've studied the word more, and I've been through this type of treatment before, so I should have at least been able to guess any possible outcome. I did not. Instead, I gave in. Thus, I do owe you an apology. I'm sorry. My reasons for doing this is because, 1, you deserve one. Secondly, it is a long time coming. I hope this does not come off as feigned or disingenuous. I want to convey the fact that I have absolutely nothing to gain in laying down self-preservation by offering you this long-deserved apology. I'm not driven by emotion, nor did I suddenly conceive a passion for self-punishment, lol. I'm doing this because you deserve basic human decency at the very least. I felt it would be okay to send this message, having come off from our apparent unfinished conversation that we had during the native gathering. Thank you for that, by the way, for having agreed to speak with me. I am grateful. Lastly, I have managed to quietly keep your misdeeds to myself. The only people I told were my parents and sisters. My sisters reacted as sisters would. I wish to assure you, however, they have their own lives and quickly forgot about it. They have careers and their own problems. They travel and have full lives. I can guarantee they don't even remember exactly what you said. They don't bother with gossip because their lives are full, and if I ask them to, they will keep your identity quiet should anyone ever ask if it's true. Did Caroline say this or that? Are the rumors true? I won't tell anyone. I have been the repeated target of slander and shame throughout my life for no reason at all. I have confronted many women. I've only ever been targeted in this manner by a Native woman, and have never ever received a reason why they said what they said or did what they did. That's why I asked. I've always wanted to know. But anyhow, I hope this, me writing you, may equate to an official peace offering by way of omission. My family on your side, and they believed you fully. I haven't spoken to most of them in, I'll just say, years, yet they believed you. I went through the process of grief. I remained silent these many years for your sake. It was not easy, lol. I suffered for it, but life is hard, right? I feel blessed, at least, to have been able to have chosen my suffering. I will not set the record straight with them. I will not offer my side of the story. I will not allow them to continue to harbor undeserved feelings. No, I will allow them to continue to harbor undeserved feelings of malignancy and disdain if my silence actually benefits you. This does not make me a martyr by far. I really believe that no matter what I say or do, no matter how well I carry myself, etc., it will not change the way they now view me. Even if the truth were to come out, for example, by you confessing, I will never ask for that, by the way. I'm rather comfortable now in the cloud of undeserved, tarnished reputation. I don't think even that will change their feelings, and I accept that now. Bottom line is the thought of you or anyone having to carry the heavy weight of public shame bears down as an anvil on my soul. I don't want to ever be the cause of that. Even if the world system way of handling things cries out, defend yourself, I won't. So I keep my silence close as a guarded gem for your sake. That's all I wanted to say. That was May 2024. The following weeks, June, July, and August, I fell into a deep depression. The thoughts of suicide returned. Just the thoughts, not the feelings. Remember, those are two different things. I did not have the feelings. I did not come into agreement with those thoughts. It was like I was being harassed. The people that go through it, they know what I'm talking about. What started this depression the summer of 2024 was it was the thoughts of all the flying monkeys that X had recruited. They were the cruelest of all. They were the most relentless. They were the most vocal. They were the most dedicated. I guess you could say their heels were dug in deep. And I could not confront them. I was stuck. I was stuck in the mud. The mudslinging continued, but I was stuck. I couldn't defend myself because I wasn't supposed to. And I started to feel helpless. I started to feel hopeless. I started to feel like this is just my lot in life. And it wasn't just them. At the beginning of this video series, I talked about an assault that happened to me in 2002 when I was 20 years old. It was my first physical encounter with a man. I was completely changed by it. I started to hide myself. I gained 30 pounds in a short period of time. I tried to make myself as unattractive as possible because I didn't realize it at the time, but I had victim blamed myself because I was told I was pretty. And after that, I saw physical beauty as an evil thing almost. Because when you're considered, and I was never like this great beauty, I didn't look like the people that didn't like the way I looked, who punished me for the way I looked. I was never this great beauty, I just didn't look like them. Because when people see you as being beautiful and they don't feel like they're beautiful, they will punish you for it. They will spread lies about you. Complete fabrications. They will say you're promiscuous. They will say you did things that you never did and that you said things you never said. And it's all because they don't like the way you look. And I've seen this happen to other girls and to other women throughout my life, from childhood to even today. And after that assault, it wasn't just women I had to worry about. It was men. That was my belief. I chopped off my hair. I started wearing men's clothing. I'm 5'10", but I wore men's boots with a higher insole, with a higher heel, so I wanted to be over 6 feet tall. I wanted to tower over people. I wanted to be unattractive. I wanted to be scary looking. When I chopped off my hair, it was like it was short here, it was long here, it was a rat's nest, and that was exactly what I was going for. I stopped wearing makeup. It changed me. And then I went to Bible school, and nobody knew what had happened. They just thought I was weird because I was quiet. I didn't wear makeup the first year. And then between first and second year, during summer break, I stayed on a farm. I lost the weight. I came back in September, thinner, longer hair. I started wearing makeup again, even though I didn't know how, really. And I couldn't afford it. I got the wrong colors. And then it started again. Native woman in Bible college started accusing me of wanting their boyfriends, which is crazy. Who would want their boyfriends? I don't even know why they wanted their boyfriends. They weren't great at all. I would look at people and try to wonder, like, the guy students, if they would talk to me, I would wonder, like, could they be like that man who did that to me? Those men who lied and said they were with me? Could these Bible college guys, I was trying to be like that. I was trying to figure it out. And I had a staring problem, so people thought the worst things about me. They thought, oh, she loves you. I was really not the person that you should say those things to. Or about, I should say, because no one ever said anything to my face except for the Native woman in that school. I made a video about it, I think. About my college experience, Bible college experience. Some of it, anyway. So in the summer of 2024, I was dealing with all that. Because when the assault occurred, the slander was so bad that it traveled from my reserve all the way to Timmins, where I lived at that time. And all these people were laughing at me. And the boy who had a crush on me, but I never felt the same way, he would laugh at me when he saw me. And my sister's ex would call out from blocks away, call me names that said that he thought I was promiscuous. He would call me names. He would shout it out from blocks away. And in the summer of 2024, I signed up to be a vendor at a craft show to sell my earrings. I couldn't show up. I would shake. I would see the faces of the people who laughed at me for the assault. Not for the assault, for the slander. Because I never told anybody about the assault. The guy who, when I left the reserve after it happened, he thought I would press charges, and so he spread rumors about me saying that she charged me with assault with the R word. I didn't press charges. I didn't want people to know. I didn't want to be the butt of a punchline. I didn't want people to talk about me and gossip about me. It happened anyway. I became a laughing stock. So you see, my whole life, it keeps happening.